Hello. I am the Linux Mensch. Today, I'm going to do a base install of Arch Linux using their relatively new 2-year-old automated installer. So let's get to it. So I'm in a virtual machine. I've logged on to the brand new July 1st, 2023 ISO. And first, I'm going to make the font larger. You don't have to do this. This is just for the video. -132, and there you go. And I'm going to type in Arch install. Hit enter. And English keyboard is okay. Mirror region. So I'm going to use my Vim keys, or you can use your arrow keys to go up and down. Mirror region. I'm going to go down to Canada, use my space bar to put an asterisk in there. Hit enter. Locale language is English US. I'm going to change that to English CA. Then go down to drives. I'm going to hit that. So it selected my 20 gig hard drive because I gave this virtual machine a 20 gig hard drive. I'm going to use the space bar to put an asterisk in there and hit enter. Disk layout. I'm going to go down to wipe all. I'm going to click on ext4. I'm going to skip disk encryption. Bootloader is grub install. That's good. Swap. I don't like to have a swap drive, so I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to put no. So now you see it's at false. Swap is false. And host name, I'm going to leave it the way it is. Root password, I'm going to click it on. I'm going to type in my root password. It's very weak, but that's okay. It's just for the video. I'm going to type it in a second time. Hit enter. Now we're at user account. Normally when I do my base installations, I don't pick a user account. I set it up after the fact. But this time I'm going to let it do it for me. So I'm going to click on user account, add a user, username. I'm going to make my username John. John. Now John is not my real name, but I'm going to make it John, and I'm doing it for a reason. Because I don't want to confuse John with Mensch. I'll tell you that after. So let's hit enter. Password for user John is, it's a weak password, but I'm going to use it because it's only a video I'm making. So I got to put it in a second time. Should John be a super user, have sudo privileges? And I'm going to say yes. Now confirm and exit. You can add another user, or you can cancel if you change your mind, or you can confirm and exit. So I'm going to confirm and exit. So we have one user with sudo privileges. Now, like I said, normally I don't do this. I always do this after the fact. After my installation is complete, I go in myself and create a user and give them sudo privileges, but I thought I'd do it this way for a change. So, profile, I'm going to skip. Audio, I'm going to skip. Kernel, let's change the kernel to the LTS. So I'm going to use my space bar to get rid of that. I'm going to use my arrow key or my Vim key to go down and click on Linux LTS because I like the LTS kernel. So now you can see we have LTS here. Additional packages. So for additional packages at this point, because I'm just doing a base install, I'm going to type in Vim. And you know what? Normally I put a few more packages in at this point, but for this case scenario, I'm just going to give it Vim. And let's hit enter. Now, network configuration. It's not configured. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to use my keys to use Network Manager because I like Network Manager. Time zone is UTC. I'm going to use my slash key, my / key. And well, I can't use my mouse, but you can see at the bottom here, it tells you to press the / key to search. So I'm going to Click on that, and I'm going to type in Canada. And it brought up Canada, and I'm going to use my arrow keys to go down to Eastern. So now my time zone is Eastern Canada. Automatic time sync is true, which means it's just going to use the internet to make sure that your time is always in sync. I'm going to go down optional repositories. I don't want any. Save configuration. I don't want to save it. Install. I want to install it. So just going to make sure that's on there like that, and I'm going to hit enter. And now it's installing. Now this is going to take about 5 minutes, so I'm going to pause the video. So it finished the installation. I was paused for about 5 minutes. It didn't take too long. So now it's asking us if we want to shroot into the system. We're going to say no. So use your arrow key to go down, or you can use your Vim key. So I'm going to go down and say no, and I'm going to hit enter. Now it's saying the installation was complete without any errors. You may now reboot. So I am going to type in reboot. And I'm just going to pause the video, and it's just going to take a second. And actually, I probably don't even have to pause it. Look how fast it's booting up. I'm not going to pause it. And there we are. We're at the login screen. Now, of course, we're logging in to the TTY because I didn't install any packages. This is a pure base installation of Arch Linux. The only thing I did differently than normally is that I allowed the system to give me a username, and this time I named him John, and to give him sudo privileges, because I usually do that manually after my installation. That was the only difference. So we're in a TTY. So I'm going to type in my new username, which is John. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to put the password in. And I'm going to clear the screen. Now, at this point, I don't know how to make the font any larger in the TTY after installation, so I apologize for the small font. So here we are. We are in. Now let's see if John has sudo privileges. Let's do an update. Sudo pacman syy. And it's asking for John's password. Let's put his password in. And all the packages are up to date. So John's sudo privileges are working. So this is a base installation of Arch Linux. So in this video, I did a pure base installation of Arch Linux from the July 1st, 2023 ISO. The only difference is that this time I allowed the system to create a user for me with his password and to give him sudo privileges. So I don't have to do it manually after the fact. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I am the Linux Mensch.